Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my Stampin' Up! Studio. Before I get going on today's video, I wanted to take a second and say thank you to all of you who are my customers. Most of you know that I had COVID in December, and while I wasn't in the hospital or anything, I didn't have a horrible case of it. It knocked me out for over 2 weeks, and then after I was well, I was still not great for about 2 weeks, and it was also that time period was over the holidays when my family was on vacation, and I got so far behind. But after my winter retreat just started today, my online retreat, and once I have recorded the last video, and once I'm done editing with that, I am caught up. But I know some of you, especially those of you that took my December classes, I was behind, and I just got my January thank you, everything was behind. So my December thank you, yes, everything was just late. And I thank you for your patience with me. And I don't have a lot of February classes because I knew that I would still be making up time into February. So just thank you, because when you're a one-woman show, there's nobody to fill in when you're sick. My daughter was actually, if you sent emails, sometimes it took a little bit of time, and she would answer emails, and she was placing orders for me. So thank you, because it was rough, but I'm so happy now to be back on track. So starting today, this is a two-part project. I'm going to end the series that I've been doing as I was working on my retreat, because that was lots of videos. They have 2 videos, so 2, 4, 6, 8 videos. There's 16 projects that they're doing, and so all of those have their own video. So I've been recording all of those this week and getting the last class that I hadn't caught up with done, as well as all of the cards to just keep up on YouTube with you guys. So that series became quick cards, and I wanted them to be kind of wow. So a couple of them, if you've missed them, there was this one. So you can do really amazing cards in less than 15 minutes. And some of these are like 10 minutes. And a lot of these used some of this beautiful foil paper. This one uses the pearl paper. So today's card is another quick card that uses the foil paper. There's some quick cards on there that didn't use the foil. But it also is going to kick off my new series. So it's a 2-for-1. And next week, probably for the next maybe 10, 12 days, I'm going to do a celebration series, because this year's celebration, if you're not familiar with it, for every $50 or $100 that you spend, you get to pick something free out of this catalog, because all of the things in here are free. The best price point. And there's a whole bunch of them. I have all of them, and some of them I have never inked. The one I'm using today, haven't inked it. But not only that, a lot of them I have in multiples. And so a couple of times over the next 10 days or so, I will be doing some lives. I'll be doing some just some giveaways. For those of you that have placed orders, you'll go into some drawings. So I wanted to kick today off, and this will probably post on Saturday, and let you know to be watching for that. So if you are still torn between which celebration things you want, hopefully this will help you decide which ones you want. And then I probably won't have any more classes in February, but I am getting ready to announce my spring retreat, so you'll want to be watching for that. It's kind of like childbirth. You need to have a couple of a little bit of time in between doing one before you do the other. So let me aim my camera down, and then we'll get started on today's project. Okay, so we are going to use a touch of ink. This is mine. This will be one of the giveaways, and this one's free with a $100 purchase. So it will be the last giveaway that I do. So everybody that has purchased already for me this month, so I don't want you to feel left out thinking, oh, I already purchased, your name's going to be in the drawing. So everybody that purchases from now until when I finish my celebration series, you'll go into the drawing to win this one. So it is free. If you already have it, then you could gift it to a friend, because it's a really fun set, and it's a great starter set because it's got great words, and it's a 2-step stamp. But we are going to use it for another 15-minute or less wild card. It may be a 10-minute or less. I didn't time it when I was making it. If you don't have this catalog, if you don't have any of our catalogs that are current, let me know, and I'd be happy to send you one. So for this, I have vanilla cardstock will be our base. It's another one of those all-purpose cards like the one I did the other day. So for me, it's going to be a Valentine because I'm doing some double-purpose cards myself here because I need some Valentines to send out. So hopefully my people that I'm sending them to won't be watching. And then this is some shimmer white. It's scrap because this is the piece I've already used. So it was probably a quarter sheet and you can get 2 out of it. And then we are going to use the fabulous foil because this makes your cards wow without having to do a lot. We only have 2 colors of ink. I have soft suede and blushing bride. So I'm going to do my stamping in soft suede. I have pulled 3 of the stamps. There's a ton of stamps. It was the first time I'd even opened it. And I've had it since December. I think I got it the early December and then I got sick and I didn't even open it till today. So I'm going to stamp down here with the leaves. And then I'm going to flip it over and it's got flowers. It has a hummingbird. It has a monarch butterfly. It has 2-step images. And it doesn't really matter how you stamp these. Stamp those there because we're going to cut them out. So we're going to be able to aim for the part of the image that you like the best. So we've got those. So now let's get them over to our cut and emboss machine. If you don't have a cut and emboss machine, Sale-A-Bration is a great time to buy it because when you buy it, then you get to pick some free items. It's also a great time like to get refills for your stamp pads, to get new plates, any of that kind of thing where it kind of feels like cleaning supplies or something when you go to the grocery store. So this I have, this is from the annual catalog. And I will put it in the supply list. So see, I'm just going to kind of aim for where you want. So I know I want the flowers and then I want like some interest. I like the way that branch stamped. So I think I'll pull it like that. So I gave myself plenty of room to be able to pick where I wanted for those. So send that through. And then I am going to use something that we used last spring. It was really big last spring because it was a preview of the upcoming catalog before that catalog was new. And we had to do some online things because we were in lockdown, you know, to flatten the curve for a couple of weeks. And so online things were all big and new, and it was what we were going to do for a couple of weeks. And here we are still doing them. So this is, I know it's not the ornate frames, maybe it's ornate layers because I think it should be called the frames. But it's not the frames, I think it's the layers. So put it on here kind of catty corner because if it goes straight through, it doesn't cut as well. But it's beautiful. And on this, this paper, it just makes a really vintagey looking card. So for me, it's going to be a Valentine. For you, it could be a wedding card. It could be a Mother's Day card. It could be a birthday card. It could be a thinking of you card. The sayings that come in the set could be all those things. So see how beautiful it is? Now, a lot of these need to fall out. But the way I kind of like it when they don't all fall out. So the ones that need really poked, I just let stay in there because I think it gives some interest. The ones where it needs to come out, then I just pop them out. They would all come out if I wanted to mess with it. But remember, we're doing this in 10 minutes and I want it to look vintage. So see, I could sit here and mess with them. Now, if you do want them all to come out, if you really like them all to come out, you could get your little rolly or you take your pick, but work with it from the back because it's the pretty foil. And if you scrape it from the front, you could scratch it. We don't want scratched up foil. I guess it could look more antique and more vintage. I do want these ones on the corners to come out. I think all the corners are out. But see how pretty that is? And they don't all have to be, nobody is ever going to notice if some of those are in. And I think it just adds some interest. So now to color it, because if you've been watching my quick videos, you know that coloring is often what slows us down. But I do want to add a pop of color to this. So I've got my blushing bride. Those are in our retreat because I've just finished. We used Wink of Stella on almost all of our cards to color in. And then so by the end, I knew their Wink of Stella could be gone. So we switched to using it with Champagne Mist Shimmer Paint. So that was still laying on my table, as is, if you could see back here, I have all the sets that we've been using. I had started to clean up, but then I made a couple more cards and now it's messy. And I wanted to get this done before the weekend kicked in. So I'm going to take, this is This is an empty one. It doesn't have any fluid left in it, but I'm just going to use this and to color my leaves. So they'll just be sparkly. And it goes super fast then because you're just coloring the whole thing in with some gold. And it gives that really nice. Now this has a tinge of saffron to it because we did a lot of saffron. The retreat had the colors from the Sand and Sea Suite. So I think my pen still has a touch of saffron. It doesn't matter. It's getting a little less here because it all has that nice vintagey look. It'll get a little bit less. And in fact, some of it could be in my lid because I tend to tap back in here with the paint that's on it. Get the centers of my flowers to be that gold. And then for this, I'm going to grab a little bit of paint and pick up a little bit of this pink. Isn't that beautiful? I wish that you were here. Well, I wish that you were here because it would be much more fun to be stamping with people than it is to be by myself. But if you were here, you could see exactly how sparkly it is. And I have filmed so many videos this week by myself. So next week, I'm going to hop on live a couple of times on Facebook and a couple of times on YouTube. I probably won't do both at the same time. I bought all the software to have that capability, and it just stresses me because I can't see all of your comments on 2 things at one time and stamp. I can do a lot, but that just pushes me over the edge. So I'll give you a little heads up warning when it's going to happen, but not like days because my life doesn't work like that. I admire all the girls that can be on their channel every week at the same time. My life is not like that. So this is colored in. That's all the coloring we need. Super, super shiny. Really, really pretty. So now we just need to stick it together. I'm going to take the little love because I'm using it for a Valentine. I'm going to go back to my soft suede. I love these 2 colors together, the soft suede and the blushing bride. And just put it right down here in the corner. And then I'm going to stick my frame on. Here. You can see pieces of my finger still falling out. Here. Normally I say to be careful that you don't get fingerprints on it, but our thing's going to go right on top of that. Now I've got the 2 threads from the annual catalog, and they are from the Forever Greenery Suite. So you can tie them together at the same time. My flowers go opposite than they did on the other cards, so now I have to think how I want it to be. I think I'm going to do it like this. It's going to be completely opposite as my other card. And just cut some of this off. It doesn't need a lot. We're not doing a bow. We're just doing a knot. So for all of you that don't like to tie a bow, this is your card. So grab these. I can't tell you, I didn't realize the relief that it would be when I got finished with my last thing. Because I don't like feeling left behind. And at first I was trying to get caught back up all at once, but then it was just making me tired and I couldn't get all the way well. So then I realized I had to take some time off. I had to go to bed because normally my life is where I can stay up pretty late and get up pretty early. But that was counterproductive to what I needed to do to get well. So then I would just lay in bed and think about all I had to do. Okay, so now we have this. So we're gonna take, I know you see, if you watch my videos, you see me do this a lot. I like to take this center thread right here, the one that's going long ways, and you just want one. So you have one and just gently pull it. Get the gold one out of the way. And once you have it ruffled like that, then just grab a glue dot because if you don't secure it, then it'll just unravel itself. And then just stick that there. And then take your gold and just let that unravel as well. It all adds to the vintagey look. Snap that little one that you pulled on. And then go back over here and pull one. This is probably the most time-consuming part of the thing, is getting the one thread. Oh, come on, there we go. And this is easier to do than when I do it on the hoops. I do it on the hoops a lot because it's got an ending. When you do it on the hoops, you're just doing it a piece of ribbon, and if you pull too far, then it just comes right out the other end. This one has a stopping point because it can't go past where you've tied. So just add glue dot there, and then just trim off any of the little ones that look like they're kind of all over. This is a bit long, both of these are, because we cut them at the same length as the other. So just trim those off. You don't want them, you don't want a hot mess. You want them to look like they're about the same as the other. Now I have a hot mess on my table. So now you're gonna take this and some dimensionals. Those of you that were watching my retreat, you'll be happy to know that I found all of my full-size ones. They were buried. And so I had been resorted to using tiny ones on the last couple of projects. So they had to watch me mess with those. Come on. And then just kind of center this in here. You could do crooked. I thought about doing it all the way crooked. I thought about doing it off center. And then really my very favorite part of this are the little ladybug trinkets that are in the January to June catalog. They're part of the Dandy Garden Suite. And you just need a glue dot, and it sticks right up. You don't want it to hide all the way up inside of her because they can disappear. So make sure part of it's caught her edge. And just add her in a little bit of your white space. And then do make sure that she's secured, because those glue dots can go all the way up inside of her. So if you feel like one's gone all the way up, because she's got like a concave hole, then just add two. So there you are, a beautiful card in 15 minutes or less. And it's so pretty. They would make fabulous Mother's Day cards. Or just if you know somebody that is still unable to visit people, a tiny bit of a glue dot there, in nursing homes, I know that they would love this. The sparkle, the vintage feel, just has that really fun look. So I will be seeing you at least 4 days next week. I'm gonna at least try to get 4 of the days for you to have some videos of celebration things. If there are any of the sets that you particularly want to see, or any of the papers that you want to see, because I'm gonna try to get to all of them before the month is over, but you know, best laid plans and all. So if there's one you want to see, then I'm more than happy to move that to the front of my list. So let me know. I will revisit this one because I haven't even used the butterfly or the hummingbird. So I'll at least make something with that, and then get ready for some giveaways. So if you're not on my email list, then join that. That's the easiest way to know what's going on. Everybody have a fabulous weekend. Bye.